Welcome back, everyone, to our 7-day manifesting challenge. I hope you have enjoyed the last 6 days. And of course, we're going to finish this 7-day, this week-long challenge with the World card. And of course, there are 78 cards in the tarot deck. And each one teaches us different lessons about so many topics. And I am focusing on manifestation. And I hope you have learnt a little bit, or maybe, I know, opened up a new pathway of thinking about manifesting and the work that needs to be done, the inner work that needs to be done. I would love to go through all of the cards with you at some stage as we move forward this year. And of course, if you have any real dilemmas and you would like a one-on-one or an email connection, please reach out to me. And this is what I do. This is my passion. So I hope if I can help in any way, we can have a conversation about it. But let's finish this off in a really grounded way. And yes, we've come to the world. So you've moved through receiving, structure, self-honesty, and trust. And you've looked at what supports you, you've looked at what blocks you, and where life has its own timing yesterday in the Wheel of Fortune card. So the World card here is all about becoming someone who can actually hold what they have been asking for. And the World card isn't about wishing anymore. It's not even really about manifesting in the way people usually think about it. This is a card of completion and of integration and of stepping into a new version of yourself that matches what you've been calling in. And that can be scary, even though it is something that you really, really want. Getting what you want is one thing, but being able to keep it and sustain it and not unconsciously push it away, that's something else entirely. And that's what the world is concerned with. This is the moment where things start to come full circle. So where the internal work you've been doing begins to reflect externally, not perfectly, not all at once, but in ways you can actually recognize. There is a shift in how you respond to situations. There's a different kind of opportunity showing up. And there's a sense that you're no longer operating from the same place you were a week ago or even longer. That's the world energy. It's less about chasing something new and more about realizing you've outgrown an older version of yourself. Maybe that's something that you've realized for yourself this week. Now, a lot of people are still trying to manifest from an identity that really no longer fits them. And maybe that's you. But now you've done the work and you're seeing yourself in a different lens. So you need to stop expecting the same struggles. You need to stop reacting in the same ways. You need to stop questioning whether you're ready for the very things that you've been working so hard for. And the world gently challenges that and helps you stay on track. And it asks, what if you're already more ready than you think you are? Just ready enough. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be fully transformed or enlightened or, in some higher vibrational state. You just need to be ready enough. Ready to handle things differently. Ready to receive without immediately doubting it. Ready to move forward without needing constant reassurance. That's the big shift. So let's talk about how this actually supports manifestation. The world brings closure to old cycles. You see it all the time, the same relationship patterns, the same financial stress, the same emotional triggers playing out in slightly different situations. Different faces, but the same underlying story. So here the world says you don't have to keep repeating this, you know that. Not because you've magically fixed everything, but because you've gained enough awareness to choose differently. And that choice, that's what closes the circle. So when you stop responding the way you used to, the pattern doesn't have the same grip anymore. And once a cycle closes, it creates space. Space for something new. Space for something that actually matches where you are now, not where you used to be a week, a year, 10 years ago. That's where manifestation becomes very real and very tangible, because you're no longer trying to force something into a life that isn't set up to hold it. You've adjusted the foundation. Now, let's just go with the shadow side just for a moment. It can show up as hesitation at the final step, second guessing when you're right at the edge of something new, a strange comfort in staying where you are even when you know you've outgrown it. It's the same old story. It's meant for somebody else but not for me. Stop saying that to yourself. It's that moment where everything is almost there, and instead of stepping forward you pause, not because you can't move, but because it feels unfamiliar to actually arrive somewhere different. There's a kind of identity shift that happens here. If you're no longer the person who struggles in the same way, then who are you really? And that question can feel unsettling, because some people hold themselves just short of completion because it's just safer to stay in what you know, and the world asks you to move anyway, just in a quiet kind of confidence that says, I don't need to have everything figured out to take the next step. I'm just going to take it, because completion doesn't mean everything in your life is suddenly perfect. It means you've reached a point where you can move forward without dragging the past into every decision that you make. And that's a powerful place to be. So for today, the focus is simple. It's about recognizing where you've already changed. Not where you still need to improve, and not what's still missing, but where you are different. So maybe you handle stress differently now. Maybe you catch yourself before falling into an old pattern. Maybe you're clearer on what you will and won't accept. These things aren't small things. This is evidence of integration. And integration is what allows manifestation to stick. Because you're not relying on motivation or temporary energy shifts. You've actually become someone who operates differently. And that changes what you attract and what you allow to stay. Now, just as a wrap up for the whole week, if you step back and look at this week, it's not really about getting something. Now, we haven't tried to manifest $50 or $1,000 or a new car or a home or a relationship. Day 1 and day 2 opened you up to receiving, letting yourself want more without guilt. Day 3 and 4 brought in structure and personal responsibility, and understanding that manifestation needs direction, not just desire. Day 5 asked for honesty, the kind that's a little uncomfortable when you see the patterns that keep you looping. Day 6 reminded you that life has its own rhythm, and not everything needs to be forced into place. And day 7 brings it all together. It shows you that manifestation isn't a single moment where everything clicks into place. It is a process of seeing clearly, choosing differently, allowing change, and stepping into a version of yourself that can hold what you have been asking for. No perfection is required here. No constant high vibe state needed. Just awareness and a willingness to move forward even when it feels unfamiliar. Even when you know that that it's going to be hard to take the next step. So if you take anything from this week, let it be this. You're not waiting for your life to change. You're actively shaping it through the small choices, the quiet shifts, the moments where you respond differently than you used to. That's the real work. And if you keep going with that, you won't just manifest something new. You'll recognize yourself as someone who was always capable of creating it. And at that point, I am going to finish off this week. And I hope, again, that you have massively enjoyed listening to the information that I'm sharing. Please let me know if you've enjoyed it. And let's keep on manifesting things. Let's keep on creating that life that we really want. Life is short. We may as well enjoy it and make it as much as we want it to be, as we can have it to be, without being trapped by past trauma and things that haven't gone perfectly. So I hope that you'll return and let's have some more fun. So thank you very much for being part of this, and I'll talk to you soon.